Yo, what is up guys, and welcome to another Wild Rift video. And in today's video I'm gonna be showing you guys a secretly hidden broken pick, because no one plays Annie for some reason, and Annie is just so incredibly good. And I also got really good at Annie, and in today's video I'm gonna show you guys exactly how to play this champion. So in the beginning part of the video I'm gonna explain to you guys how to build Annie. This is also on the new patch, so new runes and everything like that is incorporated. But like, let me just tell you right now, this champion is insane, and in my opinion, like, she got nerfed recently. Remember, like, they took away her burst damage, but they made her bear stronger. In my opinion, she's stronger now. Because sure, you cannot one-shot as much. You still can, but not as much. Like, you can actually use the bear now, and I'll get more into this during the gameplay, because obviously you cannot see me do it right now. There's timestamps in the description, so let me tell you about the build. Always Rod of Ages. So basically you can start with a Luden's Echo, but the reason that I'm saying always Rod of Ages is because Rod of Ages makes you tankier, and each time you spend mana you regain health. So, and especially when you're farming your lane, you're constantly getting your mana back as well. You know, when your last hit means you get your mana back, so you get health back. And in the late game, and I'll get more into this during the gameplay, you will really utilize the max health that you have, because you can play around your bear, but more on this later. So basically, start with a Rod of Ages. It scales perfectly into the late game too. After that, you instantly go for Ionian Boots of Lucidity and Protobelt. Every single game. There are no exceptions. I mean, you know, if you want to, you can get a stasis, but it doesn't fit Annie's playstyle. And Annie is even better now, by the way, because of the control wards. And yet again, I'll get more into this during the gameplay. But basically, always go for Protobelt and Ionian Boots of Lucidity. Second item, always a Rabadon's Death Cap. This is gonna be your power spike. This is the moment where Annie starts to become insanely powerful. And now for your third item, in 80% of the games, you go for an Infinity Orb. You know, if you want to one-shot the enemy, you go for an Infinity Orb. It deals so much damage to squishies. If you're up against a lot of healing, so Nasus, Mundo, Soraka, Nami, you know, Sona. If you're up against these types of champions and the enemies are healing a lot, then you can actually get the Green Book as your third item. Or you can also go for the Oblivion Orb and then the Infinity Orb, if you want to really have the Infinity Orb. And then for your fourth item, regardless of what you build as your third item, you always get a Void Staff. Void Staff is always going to be your fourth item, never your fifth, because it's just always worth it as your fourth item. And when you have 4 items and a Void Staff, you will one-shot every single squishy. It doesn't matter. Like, when you reach this stage of the game and play Annie correctly, you will one-shot not anyone, just every squishy. And when you get 5 items, you're gonna pretty much one-shot anyone, except for like the super tanks like Nasus and Mundo, for example. But this, when you reach full build, the game is essentially over if you play it correctly. For the runes, so funnily enough, all of the new runes that came out are not good on Annie. First of all, you always go for Electrocute. It is so easy to proc the Electrocute. You know, in your lane, when you just have to stun the enemy, and then you can proc the Electrocute. And in the late game, of course, Electrocute contributes towards your one-shot potential. Second rune, now here you can go for a few different ones. You can go for Brutal if you want to have a stronger early game. Gathering Storm if you want to have more raw damage late game. Triumph if you want to heal up. I don't recommend Triumph. Weakness is my favorite because you're always using the weakness. When you put down your bear on the enemy, that one enemy is going to be taking 5% more damage in the following 5 seconds, which means more damage from you in the burst and more damage from your teammates when they follow up. Scorch you can take if you want to be poking the enemy in your lane. I don't fully recommend it because Annie is not that good at hitting the enemy with her pokes. You know, it's not the easiest thing to poke with Annie. It's not like Orianna, for example. So that's why I just stick with the weakness. Third rune, Adaptive Carapace, is amazing. Like, with Annie, you don't go for anything like the Hunter Titan or the Conditioning or anything like that. Reason is because Annie in the late game is all about one-shots. You have a Flash, you have a Protobelt. The whole ideology behind Annie is you go in with your Flash, your Protobelt, you use your bear, and then you attack the enemy, right? Like, that's the whole thing. And then more often than not, you'll kill an enemy already. That is why you go for Adaptive Carapace for the early game. This one is amazing for the early game and it gets you through it very easily. About Ultimate Shield, I don't recommend it. You know, it makes sense on Annie. It makes a lot of sense actually. But I really just don't recommend it. It's just much better to have this adaptive carapace, because when you go for the ultimate shield, you're missing out on the 50 health and the 12 armor or magic resist you get when you're at a low amount of HP. So I just really don't recommend you go for the ultimate shield, because you need this. Fourth rune, you go for Mana Flow Band, and you really need the Mana Flow Band on Annie. Even though she restores 100% of the mana when you hit your first ability on a minion, you still need it, because she runs out of mana so incredibly fast, especially in the early mid game. For your spells, you always go for Flash and Ignite, yet again contributing towards your burst damage. So enough about the build, let's now get into the gameplay. Alright, on to the gameplay. I have a banger game, by the way. Look at my team. I got Nakrest from Parla, I got Lonely Kid from Gamelord, and I'm up against some very good players as well, so this is gonna be a banger game, right? Let me just turn my volume to the right thing and put my screen on the right thing. Yeah. Alright guys, this is a banger. I'm honestly pretty sad to make this video, and you know why? I'm gonna tell you guys the reason why I'm sad about this video. Because when I make these videos, it means I'm not gonna be playing Annie for a long time anymore, but I love playing Annie. You know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna play Annie regardless, but I just had to show you guys Annie. And the next video that is coming... Wait, should I do a funny challenge for you guys? I have a few champions on my mind. Wait, how am I gonna do this? So I wanna play Singed, and who else? Well, there's a lot, but who else should I make the contest for? Okay, I wanna play Singed and Brand. Well, I am, but which one do you guys wanna see a video of first? Let me know in the comments. Singed or Brand? I'm gonna make both of them, so don't worry. But which one do you want to see first? Singed or Brand? Let me know in the comments. So yeah, about Annie. Early game, it's not that she sucks. It's just that you have to play it safe. And she very easily does that. And the reason that I'm not saying that she sucks is because I can zone the Ahri away. Because if she gets too close, boom, boom, boom. There it is. This is the combo that you do in the early game. This is always going to be the same thing. So in the very early game, you don't attack the enemy at all unless you have your 4th stack, which you can see under your HP. And when you do have it, you can get close to the enemy, use your 2nd ability to stun the enemy, basic attack, and then 1st ability. You will proc your Electrocute as well and deal quite a lot of damage. Of course, it's not a massive amount of damage, but it's like okay. It's an okay amount of damage. It's worth to do. And while farming with Annie, make sure you last hit minions with your 1st ability, because it allows you to clear the lane much faster. If you don't utilize this thing from Annie, boom, he gets stunned and he's just dead. Look, he's just dead. As I said, this is the early game Annie combo. Annie is not that strong in the early game, but your passive stun is still strong. You know, when you stun an enemy, the stun duration is like 1.25 seconds, which is pretty damn good. So that's basically the power that you have in the early game. You don't really have damage, you just have this big stun, and you have the electrocute rune. So these are the tools at your disposal that you need to use. So when you reach level 5, the game doesn't change yet, because it just really doesn't deal a lot of damage. But I would say when you get your Rod of Ages, you can start to deal some damage. Your all-in combo is still not gonna deal nearly enough damage. It's obviously significant damage, but it's not nearly enough damage to like one-shot the enemy, right? Like, if I all-in the Ahri, for example, with my ultimate, 2nd ability, 1st ability, Electrocute, and Ignite, right now, I would probably deal like 40% of her HP, which yet again is pretty good, right? Like, if you're initiating in a team fight, starting a team fight like that is pretty good. But doing it in a 1 versus 1, after that, you're gonna be lacking damage. So keep that in mind. Even though Annie deals a lot of burst damage, if the enemy actually survives that burst damage, you're in trouble. But not always. Not always. And let me tell you why. And that is because of the new ultimate. And I'm saying new, but they actually changed it like 2 months ago. Your bear deals more damage now. And you can use this. Guys, use the bear. This is a thing that I never see anyone really do. Everyone only uses the bear for the burst damage, right? Like, you throw down the bear and it deals damage. That's how everyone really does it. But I'm telling you here, right now, the bear actually deals good damage. He deals good AoE damage around him, and his basic attacks hurt the enemy as well. So use this. When you're in a team fight, use the bear to body block, use the bear to deny enemy Kazakh's passive, use the bear to keep fighting, use the bear to confuse the enemy. You can use the bear, guys. It's so good. He deals so much damage, and especially when you have the Oblivion Orb or the Green Book, which applies anti-healing, your bear is going to be applying the anti-healing to everyone around him as well. So it's just such a good tool that Annie has on top of her burst damage. So Annie is not just a burst damage champion anymore. Sure, it is the main part of her kit. Like, I'm not telling you, I'm not telling you that you shouldn't focus on the burst. Of course, it's the main part of her kit. But she also has that other part. Another thing that the bear can do, by the way, push turrets. And the bear is surprisingly good at pushing turrets. So when you use your bear on an enemy, right? Like when you use your bear on an enemy to one-shot that enemy, you can then use your bear to try to push a turret. Oh, that should be a kill. That should be a free kill. I have a flash. Boom! There we go. And he's dead as well. Perfect. So now I could potentially use my bear to push the turret, as you can see. Boom, boom, boom. Unfortunately, my bear is tanking the turret shots right now. But if the bear didn't tank the turret shots, it will help me a lot by taking the turret, because it deals a decent chunk of damage to turrets as well. Especially in the mid-late game when you get some ability power. And now the reason why control wards are super good on Annie. I want to ask you guys to test your knowledge, but I already asked you guys whether or not you wanted to see Singed or what was it? Brand. Should I still ask you guys to test your knowledge? Okay, I'm still gonna do it. If you want to, you can also just do this by yourself. You don't actually have to comment under the video. Test your knowledge. Why is the addition of control ward super duper good for Annie? Test your knowledge. Think about it. Because Annie is probably one of the best champions to have the control wards in the mid-late game. So if you want to comment it, pause the video right now. If you want to think about it, pause the video right now, because I'm going to reveal it. So the reason is very simple, but yet so smart. The reason that control ward is super good on Annie in the mid-late game is because, first of all, Annie can pretty much one-shot the enemy in the late game, right? So the playstyle that Annie wants is you wait in a bush and you one-shot an enemy. But the problem is, how do you know if the bush is warded? You can get a sweeper, of course, but I don't know, getting a sweeper is a bit questionable. But control ward, on the other hand, boom, he's dead. Look, I'm using my bear to deny Kazakh's passive. Oh my god, 0.5 more seconds and I would kill both of them. Oh, my second ability was on a 0.5 second cooldown. I would have stunned them and killed both of them. But I'm talking about why control ward is good. So you can walk into a bush, or sorry, before walking into a bush, you put the control ward in that bush. Control ward is going to reveal every single ward of the enemy. And you can pop the wards, or if they don't have any wards, which you can confirm by putting a control ward in the bush, you can then walk into the bush, and when an enemy gets close, boom, boom, and boom. You do the standard Annie boom combo and you just destroy that enemy. I only recommend you to get control ward in the mid-late game on Annie, you know, after you get a Rabadon's Death Cap, because that's the moment where you're going to start one-shotting people. So this is how you need to use it. Don't use it in a random fashion. Use it to put it in a bush where you want to camp the enemy. It sounds stupid, but this truly works so well on Annie. Literally just waiting in a bush for the enemy and then just one-shotting that enemy. It's crazy. It's just crazy how this champion works. Look, like I really want to kill this Vayne, as you can see. Look at it, look at it, look at it. He's dead. He's dead. Like, let's take a look at what happens here. Boom, 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 and boom. And he's dead. And I'm gonna stay close to my bear so the Kazakhs doesn't get his empowered, his empowered, what is it called? His empowered first ability. Look, I'm staying close to my bear. I did get killed, but this is a tip that I have for you guys. Kazakhs is 1 HP, by the way. This is a tip that you have to apply against the Kazakhs. When you play Annie against Kazakhs, make sure you stay close to your bear so he doesn't get isolation damage. And as I said, use the bear to body block as well. So when you're up against the graves, for example, use your bear to body block. You can also shield your bear. And this is also good because when the enemies attack your bear, your shield is going to be dealing damage to them too. So there are so many different things that you can do. You know, oh, whoops. You know what I find funny? All of these enemies are building heavy armor, but they're completely ignoring me as an Annie. Sure, my entire team is AD, but I am Annie. You can never ignore an Annie because Annie is going to destroy you. I was gonna say something that's not child friendly, but luckily I held back. Yeah, they're putting down deserved herald. I mean, I'm stunning it, but yeah. Without a jungler, it's a bit hard to take. Oh, close. That was close. Unfortunate. We nearly stopped it, but it is what it is. So now we've reached, I'm not sure if I have a Rabadon's death cap yet. I don't think I do actually. But we have reached the moment of the game where I start to deal a load of damage. Ooh, close. The beauty about Annie as well is, when you have a flash and proto belt, the enemies are never safe. You can pretty much always one-shot an enemy. Like the enemy Lulu is basically my target. If I can reach the Lulu, I will just one-shot her. And the reason that it works is because if she's stunned, she cannot use any abilities. So when she's stunned, she cannot ult. All I have to do is just kill her within 1.25 seconds, which Annie can do, guys, in the late game. Proto belt, boom, 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 and he's dead. You see how simple it is? Like, Annie can still one-shot. I didn't even have my Rabadon's death cap yet. This is without a Rabadon's death cap. And now I have a Rabadon's death cap. I should be switching to the control ward, by the way. This is the moment where I should have been switching to the control ward. Because, like, this is the moment of the game, as I said, after the Rabadon's death cap, where you're gonna start to one-shot the enemies. So I should have switched to control wards. I was still testing grounds. I played a few more Annie games, and that's when I realized the control ward thing. I'm not sure if I had realized it during this game already, but I found out, like, wow, control ward on Annie is super good. Because you can just ward out bushes. So, Annie without ult is pretty much useless. You never want to fight without your ult. That is why, as you can see, I'm constantly pinging the cooldown of my ultimate right there. Wow, there's a lot of damage. That's why I'm constantly picking the cooldown of my ult, because I'm literally useless without my ultimate. Annie without ult is just useless. That is why the ultimate is also on a pretty low cooldown, because you're literally useless without the ultimate. So what I'm doing right here, I'm waiting for a potential opportunity to one-shot someone. If anyone oversteps just a tiny bit too far, ult, second ability, first ability, dead. And my team can also follow up. Like, look, I'm just waiting for someone to step up. Just waiting for someone to step up. No one is going, like, you can see this enemy knows what's up. They're not going too far. They know they will just get one shot by Annie. I'm still waiting. You may say that this is a waste of time, and I somewhat agree with you, but the payoff is always worth it. If the enemy goes just a little bit too far, you will just one-shot that enemy. That's the beauty. Like, look, I'm wasting time right here. Like, when I do coaching sessions with people, I always like to say, this is horrible. But I'm still staying here. I'm still doing this. The reason is because I want to one-shot someone. This is the power of Annie. I'm not attacking this dragon with my abilities because I want to maintain my stun. Look, I'm just waiting. All I'm doing is waiting. I'm waiting and waiting. There is Kha'Zix. I'm not attacking him because he has Edge of Night, which means he would block my stun. I will only attack him if someone... There it is. Now his Edge of Night is taken away. Boom, boom, and boom. Now I attack him. He stole the dragon. But he's dead. I actually filled my second ability. I auto-aimed my second ability, but he became invisible. So that was pretty stupid of me. Look, my bear is alive as well. I'm using my bear to fight too. Oy, but now without my bear, it's a bit hard. Boom! Just sniping his ass out here. Just sniping his ass. You see that? Annie, baby. And now I'm going for the Infinity Orb, by the way. Void Staff third item is not bad, by the way. It's decent. But Infinity Orb, Infinity Orb allows you to one-shot squishies, which is the whole point of Annie. You're not really gonna be fully focused on the tanks, so you should mainly be focused on the enemy squishies. Whenever you can, try to just go on the squishies. Even if the enemy has a very tanky frontline, try to get to their backline. That is why I'm saying the control ward is so good, because it allows you to stand in a bush, and then you can flash Protobelt to their backline and just one-shot one of their backlines, and you and your bear should be able to survive, like, you know, not anything, of course you can die, but you and your bear should be able to survive quite a lot. Here I'm just pushing out the wave. You know, as I said, you always want to be using your first ability because it and as a last hitting thing. Use it to last hit. By the way, I uploaded another video on the Wild Rift Esports YouTube channel where I was analyzing a game in North America. I really recommend you guys to check out. And I always say it, like, oh, there's a vein. There's a vein. Oh, boom, boom. Hey, so close. No. Oh, now I'm screwed. Ah, I missed my stun. Ay, 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 they used everything on me, so my team is winning, but yeah. So yeah, I have a new episode on Wild Rift Esports where I was analyzing an NA game. I was analyzing Immortals against Sentinels, which are the two best teams in NA, by the way. And that was a very interesting one. I don't want to spoil it. I'll put a link to it in the description. And as I said, if you want to support me, this is the way. Watching that video and putting a like and a comment is like probably the best way to support me ever. So if you want to, do it, and I'm sure you guys will enjoy that video as well. I'll put a link to it in the description and maybe in the top comment. We'll see. Oh, Lucian. Ooh. Oh, control ward from Jackson. He jumps on him. It doesn't matter, however. They ace us, but it doesn't really matter. I'm playing Annie. I'm doing work right here. I can one-shot anyone. So the one way to lose the game when you play Annie is if you fail your combo. And you can even fail a combo if you hit an enemy. What I mean with that is if you engage on the enemies and don't one-shot anyone, and then they kill your bear very fast, you failed your combo basically. And at that point, like, you're gonna be super weak during the teamfight. Because as I said, the bear is what it's all about with Annie. Annie is just a little girl. She doesn't do that much. It's her bear that's scary. So you need to be playing with the bear. So if the enemies can kill that bear off very fast and you didn't one-shot anyone, Annie really sucks in a team fight. So keep that in mind. Very, very important. You should really try to find good opportunities with the bear to one-shot the enemy. And then also after that, playing with the bear. I still didn't go for control wards, by the way. I guess I found out about this after this game, because control wards came out just recently. I wasn't really thinking about it too much yet, but then I played a few more Annie games and then I realized, oh, look at this, look at this. I have Proto Belt. Boom, boom, and boom. He's just that, isn't he? Oh, he's not dead, but it's worth it. Oh, yeah, it's worth the engage regardless, because I did so much damage, and as you can see, my bear is still alive. That is what I was talking about. So sure, I didn't one-shot Ahri, but I provided enough value for us to win the team fight, because I got Ahri to such a low amount of HP that she couldn't fight anymore, and then my bear was fighting the enemies as well, and my team engaged, so that was just very, very good for us. Here we should just be able to get the Baron, by the way. Now I need to be a little careful because I don't have my bear anymore. So I don't have crazy damage. Like, look, they go on us. I just don't have crazy damage right now. I'm just trying to get the Baron as fast as we can. There we go. My bear is in 5 seconds. Nice. I killed him. Nice. That's good. I have my bear now. I'm gonna help this guy because he's fighting. I have a shield for him. Come on. Shield, 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 shield. Oh, the shield saved him. Oh, nice. That's another thing about Annie, by the way. She has a shield. Yes, that's right. She also has a shield. You can use it whenever, right? The shield is actually pretty strong in the late game. In the early game, it's pretty useless. But when you reach level 14 and level 15, when you actually upgrade the shield, it becomes pretty strong. Like, the shield becomes pretty strong. And it also deals damage to the enemy. Control ward. Oh, look, my ult is on a 10-second cooldown. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. It's on a 10-second cooldown. What? This is what I mean. Late game Annie is just. And I got Void Staff too. Oh baby. Oh baby. Oh baby, the damage now. I'm nearly level 15 too. Oh, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun. Apparently the enemy Ahri is a top 1 Ahri, which is nice. No, it's great. I'm just waiting to one-shot someone. I finally got the control ward. I finally realized. Look, 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 look. Look, I'm placing it here in this bush just to make sure they don't have any vision. My team is actually engaging, however, which I didn't really like. He's gonna get one-shot. Look at that damage. No one can do anything against that. Like, no one can do anything against that. And we can actually see Keys trash talk. By the way, Keys and the enemy support are gonna trash talk each other, but I just want to confirm to you guys, it's friendly banter. It's just, you know, they're just joking. Even though it may look toxic what they're about to say, it's friendly banter. So don't worry about either of them. They're just having friendly banter. Just so you guys know. I'm just confirming it to you guys. But man, that damage. Man. You see that? You will just one-shot anyone. It's crazy. And at this point, you will also one-shot a Kha'Zix or a Jax, because I got the Void Staff, which gives me 45% magic penetration, by the way, which is huge. It's even stronger than before. Infinity Orb also got buffed. It gives 5 more ability power. So just any overall has been indirectly buffed. Jesus Christ. I know guys, they're just joking. And Keys confirmed it after the game, don't worry. Look, I'm just waiting to one-shot. Then I'm... yeah. I just want to one-shot. I just want to one-shot someone. I'm waiting. The enemies won't make this mistake again. Well, it's not really a mistake, that's the thing. Because, like, Annie is just gonna one-shot you. It's not like you can avoid it. Annie has a flash Proto Belt, and what, look at this, He's trash talking my friend, so I have to trash talk. I'm not even trash talking, that's the thing. I said I'm gonna kill him again. I can't go on him because he has his Edge of Night. That's the problem. I was gonna go on the Kha'Zix right there, but he has Edge of Night. That's the annoying thing. I have a control ward, by the way, so I can't place it in a bush and wait in that bush. I chose to place it here just to be able to deny enemy vision from the dragon, which is definitely worth it. But look, I'm just waiting in a bush. You see, all I'm doing, I'm not attacking the dragon because I want to be invisible to this enemy. I want them to forget about me. Look. All I'm doing is I'm waiting. I'm just waiting silently in the bush. And if they get just a tad bit too close, boom, boom, and boom, Jax is dead. He goes into his Guardian Angel. I have a stun again. I gotta be really careful. I shouldn't get too close. I gotta be very careful right now. They killed my bear, which is horrible for me. This is horrible for me. Ay. I stunned him, boom, boom, and I run. No, they kill me. But Riven is finishing the game. Riven is finishing the game. Lowly Kid is finishing the game. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I enjoyed playing Annie a lot. I'm curious to see if you guys want to see Brand or what is that other champion? Brand or Singed. Let's take a look at how much damage everyone did. I won almost every game yesterday, by the way, which is pretty sick. This is one of them. I'm not sure how much LP Challenger is right now after my Barcelona break, but I guess I'll try to reach it again. So thank you guys very much for watching, and yeah, I will see you all in the next Wild Rift video. Bye bye.